Not a bad place to spend a Friday evening here at the Valley Country Club in Sugarloaf. I'm with Jordan Pick of the Hazelton Area High School golf team, a senior this year. Jordan, this is such a great place to play. Do you think you've really taken advantage of it over the past few years? I mean, we got beautiful scenery behind us.
Yeah, I've been a member here for about 3 years now, 3 or 4 years. I used to swim right over here at the pool when I was younger, and I eventually grew into golf, started playing more and more, and this has been the place for me to come to multiple times a week. It's easy because I live about 5 minutes away and very convenient, and it's a fantastic course.
What do you usually order when you come to the restaurant here?
I usually order a cheesesteak. I haven't tried much other. I don't usually eat here at night, but my cheesesteak's the go-to.
Cheesesteaks go. Maybe they will name it after you one day. Make
Maybe
that pro
one day.
tour one day. You'll come here, have Pick's Pick, and you'll enjoy that. Well, it is a Friday, though. I mean, you're at school all week long, Friday night, and you're here, you're playing golf. It's not an official practice, so I wanted to ask you about that. Is this more a relaxing round with a friend, or are you putting some hard work in?
For me, tonight will be more laid back. I mean, coming up on pre-districts, and now that we are going to be playing for our conference as a team, I think that, well, there will be a few things I work on, but it's nothing too straining. I mean, I come out here and I know I'm not in a match, so if I were to do something stupid, I don't let my anger build up or anything. All in all, I mean, the weekend's coming up, so I like to come out, have fun. Me and my teammate will come out and play, and nothing too serious, honestly.
You've obviously worked on your game a lot over the years. How much have you worked on the mental aspect?
Well, when I was young, I'd say before ninth grade, my mental game was horrible. I had a horrible head. My temper was awful on the course. Ninth grade year, I was getting a little better. 10th and 11th grade, it started to get better as well. But this year, I think I finally found out where my piece is with playing the game and the mental aspect of it. I mean, again, I played with kids who have no idea of how to control their anger or temper on the golf course, and that also affects your game. If you have a bad hole, you have to realize that there's still seven, 8, even if there's 2 holes left, you have to make the best of it. And I think I've realized that this year, and I've acknowledged myself as a good golfer in this conference. So if I have a bad hole, I have to not let it get to my head as it used to, because I know that I could come back from it.
What are you working on as we get toward the end of this golf season now, and it does become crunch time as you have the pre-districts and you look to, I'm sure, make it farther than you did last year? You said tonight you're going to work on a few things, but what are you working on in your game right now?
All in all, it's consistency and working a little bit off the tee. I've been having some struggles, but I've become very consistent with my irons, my short game, putting. That's been all. It's more positioning now at this point. So as long as I can position myself well, I know I'll play well.
So when you say position, you mean like when you're taking your shots, like where you're landing off of the tee or off of the...
Yeah, let's say if it's a par 5 and I know I could reach it in 2, if my driver isn't working, then I'll hit a long iron off the tee. And that's a point where you have to be aggressive, because if you don't be aggressive and you go for birdie or eagle, then you might be taking a par or bogey or worse, and that's where you're losing strokes to the entire field, which is not good, especially now, because you're going to be playing up against some really good competition. And I'd say if I could I've been having some issues with my driver lately, and if I could fix that, I think I have a very solid chance to go pretty far throughout the rest of the season.
I said, what do you want to do? Maybe, post high school, you mentioned, going in the finance, stock exchange. Where did this interest come from?
Well, my dad owns his own business, and he went to a 2-year business school, and I've always been good with numbers, math, and I've always been fascinated with the stock market. I think that it's really interesting the way it works, and I think I'll see through college if I like it or not, but I think that would be the ideal job for me, is working in New York somewhere with involving the stock exchange.
Might just being typical reporter here, but I mean, stock market like golf, do you think you have to be aggressive sometimes and also keep a level head?
Oh, no doubt. I mean, one of my favorite movies is The Wolf of Wall Street, and I mean, that's nothing to take after, for example, but I think that also is a big thing with your head and the right mindset, and we'll see.
You mentioned your grandfather a few times with golf, with the stock exchange. He's been a big influence on you?
Yeah, he's probably been the biggest influence on me. He was the one that originally got me into the game. He's been huge, influential with getting me lessons. He's been to every single one of my matches, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. He's been a huge role model for me. I play with them quite frequently. I have fun with them. I mean, we butt heads every once in a while, but all in all, I mean, I love them.
And what's your grandfather's name?
James Spina.
Well, thank you so much, Jordan. Good luck rest of the way. It's getting to be crunch time in the local golf season. Make sure you're following his game and the rest of the Hazelton area Cougars and Lady Cougars.